All right, friends, let's get right into it. We're tackling Unit 1 of Pharmaceutics today, one-shot style. My goal is simple, get you prepped and confident for your exams. We're going to break down all of the important stuff into easy-to-digest pieces. We'll cover what you need to know, exactly how to write it, and why it's so important.
Look, I get it. Unit 1 can seem like a lot. You've got the history, then prescriptions, posology, dosage forms. It feels like it's all over the place. But honestly, don't you worry. We're going to walk through it together, and I promise, by the end of this, it's all going to make a lot more sense.
So here's the game plan. Instead of trying to memorize the entire textbook, which, let's be real, is impossible, we're going to be smart about it. We're focusing on just 3 super high-yield topics. These are the ones that show up on the exam again and again. If you can nail these 3, you're not just looking to pass. You'll walk in there with confidence. Okay, let's dive in.
First up, and this is the big one, guys, the prescription. You can pretty much bet on this being a long answer question, and it's often a full 10 marks. So understanding what it is, its different parts, and how a pharmacist should handle it is absolutely crucial. This is one topic you really, really want to master.
So what exactly is a prescription? The official definition is right here. Think of it like this. It's a legal, written instruction. It's not just a casual note. It's a formal command from a doctor to a pharmacist. The 2 key verbs here are compound, which means to prepare or mix, and dispense, which means to give out the medication. This definition is perfect for your exams, so make sure you get it down. Okay, so a proper prescription has these 8 parts. Let's run through them real quick. The date is vital, right, for legal reasons. Patient info, obviously, make sure the right medicine gets to the right person. Superscription, that's the famous RX symbol. It basically means take. Now the inscription, this is the most important part, the real heart of the prescription. It lists the drug and how much of it. And here's where people get confused, so listen up. The subscription has directions for the pharmacist, like mix this. The signatura has directions for the patient, like take twice a day. See the difference? Then you've got renewal details and, of course, the doctor's signature to make it all official.
Now, very often, the next part of the question is about how to handle a prescription. Just put yourself in the pharmacist's shoes. First, receiving. You take the script politely. You don't make a weird face that could scare the patient, right? Step 2 is the most critical, reading and checking. You check everything, the handwriting, the dose, any possible errors. This is your safety check. After you're sure it's correct, you move on to collecting the right ingredients, and finally, you compound, label, and package it all up. Every single step is a safeguard to make sure the process is totally error-free.
All right, let's shift gears to our second major topic, posology. This sounds like a complicated word, but it's really just the science of dosage. And this is so important. Give too little of a drug and it won't work. Give too much and it could be dangerous. Posology is what gives us the rules to figure out that sweet spot, the perfect dose for every single patient.
And here's your textbook definition, which you should definitely learn. But at its heart, posology is all about answering one simple question. How much? That's it. What's the exact amount of a drug we need to get the good effect without causing any bad ones? If you can just remember that key word, how much, you'll always be able to explain what posology is.
So what decides the right dose? Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. So many factors come into play. Age is a huge one. A baby's body and an elderly person's body handle drugs very differently than a healthy adult's. Body weight, of course, matters a lot. But you know what's really interesting? The route of administration. A dose given through an IV straight into the vein is way smaller than a dose you swallow as a pill. Why? Because the IV dose goes directly into your blood, while the pill gets partly broken down by your stomach and liver first. Just make sure you can list and explain maybe 5 of these factors for the exam. Speaking of age, you absolutely have to know this formula. Young's formula is for calculating a child's dose, and trust me, it's a super common 2-mark question. They love asking this one. The formula is pretty simple, right? You just take the child's age, divide it by their age plus 12, and then multiply that by the normal adult dose. It's a perfect example of how that age factor we just talked about is put into real practice. Okay, we're on to our third and final must-know topic, dosage forms. Basically, what form does the medicine come in? Is it a tablet, a syrup, an ointment? This is usually a classification question in the exam, and the secret to getting full marks here is organization. If you can present your answer in a nice, neat table or a chart, the examiner will love it. The simplest way to classify dosage forms is by their physical state. It's pretty straightforward. You've got solids like your tablets and powders.
You've got liquids, like syrups and suspensions. You've got semi-solids, which are things like creams and gels. And finally, you have gaseous forms, like inhalers. This is your first layer of classification. Nice and easy. Now this table right here, this is how you should structure your answer. It's perfect. It takes those basic physical states and breaks them down even further. So for solids, you have unit dose forms, like a tablet, where each one is a single dose, and bulk dose forms, like a powder, where you have to measure it out. For liquids, you have monophasic, which is a single clear liquid, like a syrup, and biphasic, like a suspension, which has two parts and you have to shake it up. Just learn a couple of examples for each one and you're all set. And there you have it. Those are the 3 big pillars for Unit 1. To make sure everything sticks, let's do one final, super fast recap of the most important definitions. Think of this as your last-minute checklist before you walk into that exam hall. Let's do a quick final revision. First up, prescription. Simple. It's the doctor's written order. It's that crucial piece of paper that connects the doctor, the patient, and the pharmacist. Next, posology. In one line, it's the science of figuring out the right dose. It's all about that key question, how much?
Then, dosage form. This is just the physical form the medicine takes. Is it a tablet, a capsule, a syrup? That's the dosage form.
And last but not least, the pharmacopoeia. This is the official rule book for drugs. It sets all the standards for quality and purity. For India, you need to remember the Indian Pharmacopoeia, or IP.
And that's a wrap on our One Shot for Pharmaceutics Unit 1. Seriously, if you master prescriptions, understand the basics of posology, and can classify dosage forms, you've built a rock-solid foundation for your exam. You've got all the key info now, so the only question left is, which of these topics are you going to revise first to lock it in? All the best for your exams. You can do this.